everybody, and welcome back to another commentary here on the channel. Today, we're in the Salinas Sports Complex in Salinas, California for the first ever Monster Truck Throwdown event in this building. Usually, Monster Jam's putting on shows here every year. Well, for once, they decided they wanted to have a different promoter putting on a Monster Truck show here, and that is why we've got a Monster Truck Throwdown taking place in this venue. There is a really great track out there for these drivers to compete on. So many obstacles. It's going to be a wild day. There was a lot of hype of this event after it took place. I had a ton of people asking me to do this show. I wasn't planning on it. I was trying to enjoy a couple weeks off, but a lot of people asked me to do it, so here I am. I wanted to deliver. I want to give the people what they want, and so that is what we are here for to do today. So let's meet the 8 drivers who will be competing in this event. We started off with Mike Christensen in Vendetta. After him, we've got Darren Basil in Blockhead. Alex Barton's driving Rockwell Red. He was injured earlier this year on an arena series for Monster Jam, so it's nice to see him back. Unnamed and Untamed is being piloted by Juan Munoz. I believe it's the first time we're seeing him here on the channel. A Monster Truck legend, Terry Woodcock, is driving Cyclops. Devin Winfield is in Velociraptor. He had an incredible year on his series. David Olford will pilot Dirt Crew tonight. Very cool to see him in that legendary truck. And Dalton Widener, one of the best independent drivers in the sport, is driving Jurassic Attack as always. We got 3 competitions today. The first of them will be the best trick competition, and leading us off in that competition will be Juan Munoz in Unnamed and Untamed. These drivers get 2 hits to do anything on this track. It's a best trick competition, not a 2-wheel skills challenge. Are they playing corn? Hell yeah. Juan Munoz getting a nice little sky wheelie there. Tried to go for a slap wheelie. Didn't really pay off for him. Juan Munoz loves doing slap wheelies. There's a wheelie bar in the back of that truck so that he can drag that truck on the tailgate as long as he wants. And man, he does an incredible job at it. I've gotten to see this man drive a few times. This truck, I believe, originated out of Arizona, and Juan has driven at the Arizona State Fair quite a few times, so I've gotten to see him drive a lot. Really awesome guy. Going off the cars, he goes a little past vertical. Maybe the rebound will help him? No, he did not get a beneficial rebound there, and he will end on his lid. That beautiful yellow Unnamed and Untamed ends on its roof. Thankfully for him, that was the end of his run. Anyway, and I will give him a 7.5. Solid start to this competition, which will bring up Terry Woodcock, Cyclops. Terry Woodcock driving one of the most legendary names in all the Monster Trucks. Cyclops, one of the OGs. This thing was around in the 90s. He's going to choose to do a donut to start off his run, doing things a little different. Not a very good donut to boot, though. I mean, I'm happy to see a Monster Truck donut, and I'm glad to see him changing it up. You just look at this chassis. This chassis looks like it's from 2 decades ago. I mean, this thing looks old. I mean, there's really not much you can do behind the wheel of this truck. He now goes on top of the cars. That was an okay run. I didn't really enjoy it. I'm going to give him a 3. That could have been a lot better. I don't think he really put his best effort out there, but I mean, Terry Woodcock's also been driving for the longest time ever. For him, this man is just out here to pay the bills. So Terry Woodcock completes his run. He took the lead? Are you kidding me? Okay, here comes David Olford, Dirt Crew. They've got Slipknot playing in the background. Before I forget, coming on. Hell yeah. Big fan of that. So David Olford, the last we saw him was in Bristol, Tennessee. He was driving Dozer. He is now a driver for this team. So it's nice to see him driving a different identity out here. I mean, obviously, anytime a driver can represent a new name and a new truck title, it's always a pretty cool opportunity. So we'll see what David Olford has to offer us here today. He has been a pretty solid driver when he gets a chance to compete. He's also still just getting used to this chassis. I mean, it's only been a couple events that he's gotten to drive it. He's not driven it much, but he's doing a really nice stoppie out here with that Dirt Crew truck. All the fans enjoying it. Kisses the lip. That is very solid for David Olford in the Dirt Crew. Now, you also have to remember, David hadn't driven in about 5 to 6 months before getting a chance to drive here, so he's still getting used to driving again. and a pretty solid second move. I'm going to put him in first place right now with a 7.65. It could have been a little bit better, but I do think that was the best we've seen today. Here comes Mike Christensen. He is driving Vendetta. He's lining up for that same ramp Juan Munoz did, and he tries a slap wheelie. That is a perfect slap wheelie, walking it across the whole track. That is the only place you really could walk that as long as he did. There's a lot of obstacles on this track, and he very easily could have ran into one of them, but he managed to make that really, really clean. See if he can have another really good second move here to try and take the lead. Gonna spin a donut. We've seen Mike Christensen do this a lot, and he's getting locked into a really good spot here. He is getting a cyclone spinning in Salinas, and a very good run. I'm going to put him in first place at an 8. Very good showing from Mike Christensen here today. Next up, looks like it'll be Devin Winfield in Velociraptor. We last saw him when I did one of those earlier Arena Championship Series West shows, and if you've only been following my channel and nothing else from Monster Jam this year, which I doubt you have, I'm sure you've been paying attention, Devin Winfield had an incredible year. He is going huge on that car stack, the biggest move of the competition so far. And now it looks like he's going to go for a stoppie. Oh, he almost lost it, but he threw it in reverse just in time. Didn't have the best of moves there, but I will put him in first at an 8.1. The second move left a lot to be desired, but overall, that first move's going to carry him. Here comes Darren Basil in Blockhead. We got to see him drive in Bristol, Tennessee the last time I did a commentary on an independent show. He's been driving a ton of independent events, and he has been driving well enough that he's been finding himself competing in pretty much all of these higher-end independent events. They are calling Darren Basil to drive at a lot of these shows. Goes past vertical on the car stack. He plants it on top. Blockhead is parked up there. Now he's trying to figure out how to get it down. He might be stuck. Yeah, I believe he's stuck. Now in Monster Jam, that would end off his run, but Independence pop him back over and let him keep going and let him go big. Awesome 2 moves out of Blockhead. So glad that we're watching Independence where they allow him to keep running even though the run could have been over. I'm giving him your new leader at an 8.9. That was a really good run. Here comes Dalton Widener. This is Jurassic Attack. Dalton Widener just coming off of his first Monster Jam Stadium Series. He also got the call to compete in his second ever World Finals in just over a couple of weeks in Salt Lake City, Utah. Going for that ramp, had a really bad bounce to get any sort of slap wheelie, so not a good first move. He's going to need to impress mightily here on move number 2. We've seen Dalton Widener do that stoppie where he throws holds the steering wheel out the window. He's not quite doing that right now. Wow, he's really gripping that thing, pulling it up the ramp, and that is going to end off his run. I'm not going to lie, though, that is not the best thing we've seen today. I'm going to only give that an 8.1. Could have been a lot better. Here comes Rockwell Red. This is Alex Barden. Alex Barden, your final competitor in this competition, and Darren Basil's my current leader. We'll see if Alex Barden can beat him. We have not gotten to see much of Alex. He has not driven that much this year because of the injury. This might even be his first event since he's been back. But he pulls out a very nice slap wheelie. Now, you have to also remember that before he got hurt, Alex was driving in arenas. So this is probably the biggest floor. I don't know for sure, but it's probably the biggest floor he's driven on all year. Goes for a nice donut. He's spinning it pretty quickly, just like his boss, Mike Christensen, did before. Solid run. I'll give him the same score. No, you know what? I'll give him a 7.9. I like Vendetta's run a little bit better. So, I gotta say, Blockhead, definitely your winner.
That leaves us with Vendetta and Blockhead in a tie. We don't finish with ties at Monster Truck Throwdown. So it comes down to the fans in the stands to determine our winner.
First off, how did they give a tie to Vendetta and Blockhead? I mean, they were the 2 best, but Blockhead was way better. Yeah,
and
this
how
is...
many thought the winner was Blockhead?
Fans are not giving...
competition. Winner, Darren Basil.
Good. I was going to say, the fans didn't give much of a reaction either, but Darren Basil seemed to be a little louder. So that's good. He deserved that. So now we've got racing. We've got Devin Winfield and Velociraptor taking on Terry Woodcock and Cyclops with our first race of the day. I'm intrigued to see what this racing track is. I always love seeing how the independents plan out their racing tracks. I gotta say, it's gonna probably favor Devin Winfield in this race. I'd be shocked if Terry Woodcock wins. Devin Winfield is one of the best arena racers in the sport. Oh wow, Devin going very wide in that turn. We'll see how that fares in here. Oh wow, they gotta go over this big jump. Oh no, Devin overdid it heavily there, but I think that's the finish line. Or not? I have no idea. Where's Terry Woodcock going? Oh my gosh, they're doing Chicago style like this? What the heck's going on? What in the world? Where's the finish line? Huh? This is the most random racing track I've ever seen, but... Oh no, Devin Winfield has no reverse! He has no reverse, so he's got to climb over the cars, and Terry Woodcock's gonna win! Terry Woodcock just got the luckiest win of his life. Because Devin Winfield just out-drove himself. Oh, man. Wow. Well, Terry Woodcock's your winner. That's hilarious. So now Mike Christensen and Vendetta will take on David Olfert in Dirt Crew. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a grudge match between these two. I don't know if there were any bad blood between these two with the separation, but you'd have to imagine. I'm sure both of them would love to beat the other a little bit more than usual. We'll see if Too Tall can take down Mikey C. Come on, let's go racing. I'm ready. I'm here. I'm prepared. Come on, let's go. Pull up to the line, David. Okay, what was that? They started very different times. So Too Tall started a little ahead. We'll see if that'll end up helping him or not on this fascinating track. So I'm sure both of them learned a little bit from watching the first race. David Olfert's just crawling over the obstacles as Mike Christensen seems to be driving a little more authority. Yeah, Mike Christensen's got a huge lead right now. David Olfert's just choosing to crawl over these obstacles for whatever reason. That's a terrible approach. And that means Mike Christensen's going to get the easiest win of the day. And he is just going to pull right away from him, saying, hey, guess what, Too Tall? You lose. Really? Okay. Well, shout out to the announcer for saying that. That David Olfert only has front-wheel drive. Here comes Darren Basil in Blockhead. He's taking on Alex Barden in Rockwell Red. Alex Barden going really deep in this first turn. My, oh my. You don't want to do that. They're pretty close right now. And now Darren Basil, obviously, there is an overall event championship, has got the most points right now. So he wants to win as many races as he can today. But Alex Barden, dare I say, is pulling away. But Darren Basil makes up the ground right there on that jump, and a poor landing from Alex Barden is going to slow him down. But Barden's going really quick. They're close, but it will go to Blockhead. Very good race between those two. So Darren Basil will advance into the next round. Here comes Jurassic Attack, driven by Dalton Widener. Very good racer. Won 5 racing competitions this year at Monster Jam at the stadium level. Don't know who he's going up against, but we'll see here in a moment. Oh, nobody. He's got a bye run. Well, that's weird because there's only 8 trucks, so how is there a bye run? Dalton getting a chance to feel out this track. It sounds like his transmission's kind of straining a little bit here, and he's mangying the turn. That's not a good idea. But, luckily for him, he is not competing against anybody except himself. So, getting a good feel for the track here in round number 1. Unless this is qualifying, but I don't think so. I mean, I know they do qualifying in shows like this, and someone told me that after the Bristol show that there was qualifying. So, that must have been qualifying. So, alright. I hate that people include qualifying in the videos, because no one cares about qualifying. I want to just see the racing action. actually might not have been qualifying because Cyclops won his first race. I forgot that Terry Woodcock did win, so maybe this isn't. Maybe this is round 2. We've got Dalton Widener and Jurassic Attack taking on Terry Woodcock and Cyclops. So we'll have to find out as we continue along. I'm going to operate under the assumption that we are moving along, and this is round 2 of racing. Don't know. I'm assuming they just couldn't get Unnamed and Untamed back out there, which is too bad. Dalton Widener is expectingly pulling ahead to a huge lead. I don't think anyone anticipated Terry Woodcock to pull off 2 magical upsets here today. So Dalton moves along. And he will advance into the next round. I can tell you that for sure. Terry Woodcock and the Cyclops is down. Here comes Darren Basil and Blockhead taking on Mike Christensen in Vendetta. So these are the semifinals because with 8 trucks, there's only 3 rounds. And these two had pretty good races in the first round, so we'll see how Darren Basil handles this opponent here. Darren's been a pretty good racer, but Mike Christensen's a good one as well. They're pretty tight, but Mike with a poor landing there might have slowed him down a little bit. It's going to come down to this final turn and that final jump. Very close, but it is Mike Christensen, it looked like, grabbing the win there. Going to wait for the official word, or at least the... All right. So Mike Christensen will advance into the final round. He'll take on his teammate Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. These two raced each other numerous times this year. Both of them have been on tour together all season long. They've been sharing a trailer all season long, so no surprise that these two are matching up here in the final round. Dalton looks really fast, but Mike's hanging in there. But Mike keeps having trouble on that ramp, and that will slow him down a little bit. Dalton getting a chance for redemption in this lane and has a very nice pass and will win the race and win racing here in Salinas. That makes 2 for 2 in independent commentaries this year that Dalton Widener has won. He is just an elite racer. You better watch out for him at the World Finals this year because he is going to be all kinds of dangerous in that racing championship. In his first year in the stadiums, he was really, really good, and Dalton pulls out a win, and that'll take us into freestyle. It's Juan Munoz, Unnamed and Untamed, to start this competition off. Juan did not compete in racing after rolling it over in the best trick competition, so unfortunately for him, he is not going to have a chance of winning the overall event championship today, but I am excited to see what kind of freestyle he puts down. It's a pretty big floor, bigger than Juan is used to driving on. He drives on a lot of smaller kind of events. He's gotten to drive on a lot of tiny little floors, so nice to see what he could do. I have never seen him drive on a floor of this size, but small problem, the truck is just shut off. So maybe some sort of issue when he rolled over that might have resurfaced there with a little maybe electrical problem, not too sure. There is a kill switch in the back of the trucks, which is always a possibility as well when you see a truck shut off. If a landing might have toggled that switch off, but I don't think that's what it was. It didn't look like he hit it hard enough, excuse me, to do that. He is backing up for a second move here. This is interesting. Why is he not? I don't know if they maybe paused the clock for him. It's a possibility. He's going right back to that ramp, though, and trying another slap wheelie. That's another pretty good one, pretty carbon copy of the first one. But at least the truck doesn't shut off. Again, the music is being taken away here because of copyright problems. I didn't do this. The original video creator did. Shout out to him for keeping us honest and giving us a solid video to use. Is that a Mustang in there? I think that's a Mustang that he just drove over. There's a BMW and a Mustang in that car stack. That's hilarious. I mean, I guess you could really use any kind of car you want as long as you get it from a junkyard. Just paint it and put it on the track. Juan's having an okay run right now. It's hard to feel the excitement when you can't hear the sound of the truck, especially because it's a truck with zoomies. I love hearing that classic zoomies sound. But it does also allow me to just sit back and don't have to worry about you guys hearing me or not. Yeah, that is a Mustang. That's hilarious. It looks like it. To the left underneath me. It might not even be a BMW, but it looks like it is. Oh, sorry, I'm getting distracted by cars on the track. Isn't that funny? I'm watching monster trucks and the cars are taking my attention. So Juan is just kind of driving around here. Sorry why, but you are kind of putting me to sleep. I do apologize for yawning in the middle of your run, but you've not really done much. He going for that big stack? Yes, he is. Yes, sir. Nice little sky wheelie. I mean, again, Juan Munoz is a good driver, but he doesn't get to drive in floors like this all the time, so I didn't expect him to really go out there and do much. He's also coming out first. Going for one more slap wheelie. Pretty solid there. I thought his run was over, but he decided to keep going. Might be dealing with some sort of truck issues, but that might be the end. Nope. Yep, that's the end of the run. So, didn't love it. I will give it a 4.9. Here comes Rockwell Red, Alex Barden. Nice air out of Rockwell Red. Now, I have no expectations for Alex Barden here. In fact, they're actually pretty low because I've never seen him drive on a floor like this, and he's already putting out some pretty good speed, more than I was expecting. Now, I was kind of surprised when I saw Team Throttle Monster bring him in on the team because I didn't know if he was at the level of being able to drive on that team. But I'll be honest with you, he has surprised me with the way he's driving already today. We'll see if he can put down a good freestyle and maybe take a lead. Going for the bus stack, the first driver to do that today. Lands on top of the vans. You got to be careful, though. You'll get stuck up there. Oh, get off of that thing. Oh, man, that was... Okay, they got him off somehow, so glad to see him off. Again, I forget that this isn't Monster Jam, and they could take him off there and allow him to keep going, so that's cool. Going over that nice stone stack. Reminds me of some old school Monster Jam shows. That's the beauty of independent events. I say this every single time I watch one, but the tracks are always the best. Solid donut. I mean, Alex Barden has really come a long way. He's been driving monster trucks for a while. A monster truck fan turned monster truck driver. And it's really nice to see him getting these opportunities because I really do believe he deserves them. I mean, he was driving El Oso Loco for quite a few years independently. He didn't get many opportunities. I actually think he used to drive alongside Berto Trevino back when they used to do that together. That was a solid run out of Rockwell Red, and if it is in fact over, which it is, I'll give it a 7.7. That was good. Here comes Cyclops. This is Terry Woodcock. We'll see if Terry Woodcock can grab himself a good freestyle going up and over the bus. Attaboy Terry, yeah. Crush those vans in one fell swoop. Cross-threading? Oh my! Terry, hold on to your hats! Terry Woodcock! Letting her loose. I wasn't expecting anything of this sort in this run. I've already had more excitement in this run than I expected in the entire time. So, that might have knocked him out entirely. Is he calling it quits? Yep. He's calling it quits. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed it. 1.3. Did not fill the time, had a speed of 1. Here's the track 2, 5.0. Scored 8, still 20. Rockwell Red in the lead. Here comes Michael. Here comes a Vendetta. This announcer is really funny. He reminds me of really old school monster truck announcers. Vendetta's going to start off with not a donut. Thought he was going to do a donut. Nope, he's just going to give a little wave to the fans. Mike Christensen again. For the second straight year, will be competing at the Last Chance qualifier at the World Finals in Salt Lake City, Utah. And now here he is in Salinas, competing Monster Truck Throwdown. It's nice to see him driving in independent events throughout the year. Mike Christensen fills his schedule, man. I'll tell you, this guy drives a ton. Does a lot of driving throughout Monster Jam and independently. I'm trying to figure out what that ride truck is back there. It's giving rides throughout the event. I've never understood the concept of nice air over the bus. I never understood the concept of giving rides during the show because it's like you're missing the show. What? Like what? That just doesn't make any sense to me. Nice air. Vendetta having a really good run. Now this track Reminds me a lot of old school Monster Jam. I said it already, but the way the ramps are positioned, they're more vertical, which is great. This ramp in particular, also very vertical, and that just gives a better aesthetic. You know, there's nothing exciting about watching a truck just go whoop, but watching a truck go vertical, really cool. Like that, boring. You know, that's just a filler jump. But when he's getting vertical up there, those are the kind of moves that I really like to see. It's also nice to see Mike Christensen in a realm in which he can really compete competitively. I'm not saying that he doesn't compete competitively in Monster Jam, but it's a more even playing field for Mike Christensen, where arguably he's one of the top 2 or 3 drivers out here competing. So he is one of the best drivers. Oh, he's going for the backflip on the stone wall! Awesome! A backflip at a Vendetta here in Salinas, a stone ramp backflip. I love it. I wasn't expecting that. I did know that that was a backflip ramp, but I forgot that he did that. I saw a clip of it on Instagram. Or I saw a clip that he was going to. I didn't see it actually happen. Tried to avoid spoilers, even though I wasn't anticipating doing this show, but I was like, in the event that I do, I don't want to know everything that happens, but I did see a few things that took place. Just the fact that he did a backflip alone is going to help him to try and take a lead. I gave Alex Barden a 7.7, and I'm going to give Mike Christensen an 8.8. For an independent show, that is a really, really good freestyle, and it's going to be tough to beat, I will admit. You're going to have to do a little bit more than that to beat it, but that is a pretty standard winning independent show freestyle. I liked it. I'm going to give a wave to the fans. Here's Blockhead, Darren Basil. Truck got a little crunched up before from his skills run. He got stuck on that car ramp. He is going for that big ramp in the middle. Nice air. That has been a great ramp all night long, and I can't wait to see more drivers hit it. Especially as we get deeper into the lineup here. Darren Basil going to try and win a freestyle today, but Mike Christensen set a pretty nice bar. It's going to be tough to beat that, but it's not totally unbeatable. It's a run. It's a run that's beatable if you put down a good non-backflip freestyle. But obviously, this not being Monster Jam, you don't have a backflip limit. Anyone can do backflips out here if they so choose to do so. I don't anticipate a Darren Basil backflip, but if he does, maybe he'll be able to take a lead. Having really good control of the track right now. I like the way he's tackling all of these ramps. He is keeping up the flow and making sure that he uses every square inch of the track as well while not wasting any time. This has been a really solid freestyle. I'd probably argue better pace than Mike Christensen had. So if Darren Basil can finish strong, he might be able to take a lead. Going back to this bus stack again. Nice air, better than the first time. Obviously, the more times drivers hit that, it's going to kind of soften that ramp a little bit. It won't be as vertical. It'll give them some more length. And I think we've got it to a point where these ramps are angled perfectly now, that they're not too vertical. He throws in a little donut. I will say it might be tough at the pace he's going to take a lead, but he will put up a pretty strong number. It's a pretty similar run to Vendetta's, and without that big backflip in there, oh, nice cross thread. It's going to be tough for him to overtake it, but I will give him some serious props for what has been a great overall freestyle to this point. Is he going to go for the backflip too? No. Okay, he was going way too quick. I was like, man, he's going way too fast to hit that. That stone wall is also going to be pretty tough to hit multiple times. It's going to break apart. We already saw it happen after Vendetta hit it. It kind of jostled those stones. Alright, that's the end of the run. That was a really good run. I gave Vendetta an 8.8. I'm giving Blockhead an 8.65, which is a really good number without a backflip in a track like this. That'll bring out Dalton Widener in Jurassic Attack. Dalton is a guy definitely capable of grabbing a lead without doing a backflip here. We saw Dalton grow so much throughout the course of the Monster Jam season, and this is a show that I can't wait to see how he handles. It's one thing to watch a guy drive 5 months in a row on the same damn track. We also saw him compete out there in Bristol. But the Bristol show was a real anomaly for independent shows. It was a cool event because of the venue at Bristol Motor Speedway, but in terms of an actual track, really tough to drive on because it was made out of concrete. So a guy like Dalton Widener, who was barely driven on concrete before, couldn't really showcase what he's capable of. This is a track where we can now see the culmination of the things that Dalton Widener's learned this year put into effect, and I'm excited to see how he handles it. We're about halfway done with the run right now. Great speed, but he seems to be looking a little too hard for something to do. I feel like he's lost a little bit of rhythm right now. Tried to toss in a slap wheel. He didn't quite get enough on it, but kept it about 45 degrees. Going through the vans on that bus stack. There's not a lot of room on the backside of that bus stack. You don't want to hit it that hard, and it puts him in a spot he had to back up. So not only is that going to kill his momentum, but it really is going to hurt his scores a little bit. So Dalton is out here. It seems like he's overthinking it a lot. That's a more perfect kind of move for this kind of run. Definitely not the run I was hoping for out of Dalton Widener, but I do think he just got himself a little too caught up in the vastness of this track. Gonna jump the long way over the stone wall, very nice. Now I will say, at this point in the career, we could probably establish Dalton as a racer over a freestyler. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Lindsey Wink. Very similar kind of driver in that regard. I think Lindsey was a bit of a better freestyler, but I would say Dalton is certainly following a Lindsey Wink-esque path. Very solid freestyle run out of Dalton Widener. Not going to give it the lead. I'm going to give it an 8.4. I could say Dalton Widener also might be similar to Alex Blackwell. I think both have very similar career paths in terms of how they've done. Alex, a much better racer than freestyler, and that's kind of what we're seeing out of Dalton. The only reason why I compared him to Lindsey Wink is because I think he's going to reach that freestyle level eventually that Alex Blackwell never really got to. Here comes Devin Winfield. He's driving Velociraptor, that beautiful black and blue, off with a bang! Big air! That's the biggest first jump we've had of the night. We saw Devin go big in the best trick competition with his nice sky wheelie. Hitting that ramp a little bit crooked. Now, this is another freestyle I'm very excited to see because this is the first freestyle he's got on a really big floor this year. He got to compete in Fargo and Tacoma. We got to see those shows here on the channel, but nothing quite compares to how you can do on a floor of this size. It's also, wow, big air. It's also important to remember that those two big floors he competed on earlier in the year were in the first month of the tour. I mean, he got so damn good as this series went along. He became a really, really good driver. Hits the backside of that bus stack a little too hard. You got to watch out for those dumpsters. Got a little Asking Alexandria as the song here. That's pretty funny. Huge air again. I mean, that ramp is just perfect. That is one of the best freestyle ramps you can see. It adds a wow moment almost every single time you hit it, as long as you hit it with just enough speed. Let's see if Devin can go out there and finish this freestyle strong. He's off to a really good start. Overall, freestyle-wise, not including the backflip, I would give him the edge with the best we've had today. Speed has been better than everyone we've seen. He's got more air by a lot than everyone we've seen, but I don't know if he'll be able to overtake Mike Christensen because of the lack of the backflip if he doesn't do one. So we'll see if Devin chooses to do that, but he is certainly filling the floor, filling the time, and doing a very good job of it. Oh my, he's getting on the side. All right, you know what? A little mini wow moment there. That'll help him. Still time to go. And still some room to grow in this run. Going over the stone wall. Overall, though, really promising freestyle for Devin Winfield. I mean, this is a man who just a year ago was... I didn't know if he had the kind of talent to be able to do this. I was hoping he would. He's a great guy, but he has grown doubly, if not tripled, in his talent in the last 2 years, and a beautiful cyclone that ended on his lid. You know what? That was the best freestyle today. give him the lead in the 9. That was a really solid freestyle run out of Devin Winfield, showing you how it's done. You don't need a backflip to put on a really good freestyle run. The Salinas fans got a good one.
Michael Christensen later, a Team Throttle monster.
Come on now, let's move them along.
And there's one truck to go.
Oh, all right.
Remember, immediately following Monster Truck Freestyle will be an autograph party. Autograph session with the drivers up front. They'll stay inside autographs. An
autograph party, how exciting.
And the best way to get that autograph is to earn your very own 2025 Monster Truck Throwdown Souvenir Yearbook or one of the flags. Grab a t-shirt,
Fun.
grab a hat,
Come on,
grab a
I don't care
toy.
about the advertisement. Let's see the freestyle. Come on.
The veteran Monster Ride Truck Experience.
Come on.
Continue giving rides all
Come on.
day long.
Keep it going. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Here's David Olford, Dirt Crew, last freestyler of the day. Let's see how he does. Now, he had some issues that they talked about in racing. He had only 2-wheel drive. I don't know if those have been resolved yet. Looks like they are with the speed he's carrying, so that's good. Last thing I want to see is a David Olford disappointing freestyle. I've seen quite a few of those in my life. Most of them were on purpose. David Olford's the king of the protest freestyle. No protest freestyle here today, though. He is going out here and putting on a solid start. Dirt Crew, a legendary name in monster truck history. This has always been one of my favorite independent trucks. I really do think it's a neat one. It's one of those trucks that anytime you see it, it's just really pretty. Oh wow, going over the rock wall. David Olford trying to make the most of this track now. Oh, he's going for the backflip too! Early backflip! David Olford pulled it out! And a moonwalk! Oh my! Over she goes! David Olford, unfortunately, his run is over, but ended with a bang. Now that was really fun. Oh yeah. Devin Winfield has one freestyle out here. How exciting. Good for him. I mean, he put on a really good freestyle run. David Olford, unfortunately, flipping that over was preventing himself from winning, but that was a really cool finish to the show. Solid. That was a really great event out here in Salinas. Back-to-back years, pretty fun shows in this building. Last year, Monster Jam gave him a hell of a performance. So, Monster Truck Throwdown taking over Salinas this year did a really good job. I had a good time. Hope you did as well. Got a lot of content coming up for the channel. I will give a brief update on that right now. Obviously, I have a couple things for the World Finals that I'd like to do. Had a couple people asking me for World Finals prediction shows. There's going to be a World Finals prediction show, but there's no need to do it right now. I'm going to wait till we get a little closer to the World Finals. I need to kind of formulate my thoughts, and I also want to put together a better video than just saying, here's pictures of the drivers and here's who I think is going to win. I want to do an actual full-blown thing where I show, it's a World Finals preview and predictions where I'm going to do a preview of who's competing and then who I think is going to win. That's what I'd like to do with it. And then I've got a couple other ideas for the World Finals as well and World Finals weekend that I've touched on a little bit before throughout the year. So, a lot of things I have planned. If I don't put out a ton of content between now and the World Finals, don't think I'm disappearing. I'm just preparing for the World Finals and also taking a small break from the YouTube stuff because I was 5 months straight of just non-stop YouTube. And I do intend on giving you guys a ton of content once the World Finals is over. I'm planning on doing 2 to 3 videos a week. So taking this chance to kind of let myself rest a little bit, focus on baseball, get some other things done around my life, and focus on those World Finals videos that I think are really important. It doesn't mean there will be nothing coming out between now and then. I'm just saying if there isn't much, be prepared for that and don't wonder where I am. I'm here. I'm alive and well, doing great. Love you all. It's been great to have you here. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. Thanks for hearing my little update at the end as well, if you stuck around this far. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.